Hi, this is Mark from Rocky Mountain Kitchen, and I would like to just say I was going to make some homemade Sriracha sauce. And I started cutting up the peppers and everything, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to make a video of it and share it with these good folks. So here's what we do. For this time, I'm using about 1 pound and 13 ounces of red jalapenos. I'm using 1 red bell pepper, and I had half a green bell pepper left in the fridge, so I'm just going to throw that in there too. I'm using a 1/3 cup of sugar, white sugar, a 1/3 cup of brown sugar, and about 2 1/4 teaspoons of salt, 5 cloves of garlic, and I'll be using about a teaspoon of xanthan gum and a 1/2 cup of distilled white vinegar, but that's at the end of the video, which won't be shot for another 5 or 7 days. So for now it's not on the table, but just so you know, there is a teaspoon of xanthan gum and a 1/2 cup of white distilled vinegar also. So here's what we do. Okay, before we start this, I really want you to know you should wear gloves when you're cutting up hot peppers. Every time. It can get in your eyes, and that's no fun whatsoever. So please always use gloves when you cut up hot peppers. Okay. Let's get started. You just want to cut the peppers up in half, like this. And what you want to do is you want to just clean the seeds out, or most of them anyway. You can leave a few in there, it'll be fine. But get most of the seeds out. Unless you want it more spicy, then you can leave the seeds in. The placenta has a lot of the heat, the capsicum, but I kind of like it a little bit more mild than normal. And you know the Sriracha sauce that you buy in the store, the Hoi Fong, it's really good sauce. I love it. But I like this even better, and I'm hoping you will too. Okay, once you get the seeds out, or most of them, you just want to cut it up a little bit like that. And I'll be back when I'm done chopping the rest of the peppers. Okay, I've got all the jalapenos cut up. Now I'm just cutting up this bell pepper. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and put in the garlic, do the garlic, get the skins off of it. I guess there's a few more cloves here than I originally planned on, but they're small. So I'm just going to go ahead and use them all. Okay. Let's go ahead and put them all in the blender. I think I might have to do this several times. We'll put about half the sugar in, half the brown sugar in, and about half the salt in. And you can see, you just want to get to where it's not liquefied exactly, but it's more of a consistency like this, if you can see that. And we'll get another blender over here to do the rest of these. Put in the rest of the sugar, the brown sugar, and the salt, and all these peppers. Okay, now that it's in that consistency, I'm going to go ahead and bring our big mason jar here. I believe this is a 2-quart, maybe 2.5 quart, I'm not sure. But it's a big one. I'm going to go ahead and bring this over, and we're going to pour all of this into here. Okay, you want to make sure the top is clean, and it is. So let's make sure. Make sure the top's very clean. Then we're going to go ahead and put our bubbler lid on. After it starts fermenting, it might take a day or two, but after it starts fermenting, you see the bubbles. About once, maybe twice a day, you're going to want to open this up and stir it around. Make sure, go ahead and get the air bubbles out again, and then seal it up. And you want to do this, you want to let this ferment for about 5 to 7 days. So I'll be back in 5 to 7 days to show you what we do from there. Okay, it's exactly 7 days later. I filled this jar too full originally. I filled it up to here, and it went way up to the top. I ended up having to put some of it off into another quart jar. But they've been fermenting for 7 days now, and it's time we finished up the hot sauce. So here we go. Okay, what we're going to want to do is take the water filter off. We're going to dump the contents into the blender. All this goodness, you don't want to miss a drop, do you? Especially after all the hard work you put into it. Okay, then we're going to want to blend it as fine as possible. Just get it, puree it, as liquidy as you can get it. Okay, if you have a food processor or something that can get it finer than this, you probably could use that, but I just have the blender, so that's what we're using from now. After we've gotten it as liquidy as we can, we want to pour it into a strainer over a bowl. We want to use the spatula just to kind of move it around in there, and we want to get as much of the liquid out of here as we can. We're going to do this to all of it, and then we'll be back. Okay, we're not quite done yet. In fact, I'm not done by a long shot. I still got more to do. But I just wanted to show you what can be left after you use the spatula. If you can see what's in there, that's the pulp that's left over. As for the mash that gets left over, you can feel free to toss it if you want to. I don't like to waste it, so what I do is I put it in the freezer bags and I freeze it, and then when I freeze it, I kind of put it out flat like this so that it freezes evenly. Then you can take just a tablespoon or two off at a time, thaw it out, and I like to use that in my tortilla dough for tortillas that I'm going to be using to make quesadillas or burritos or tacos or things of that nature. You can also put it into like cornbread recipes or other things. If you have any ideas, feel free to leave them in the comments below. We'd love to hear them. But alright, we're going to finish doing this and we'll get back to you. Okay, we finished getting the sauce out of the mash, and before we add any vinegar, I want you to see here, if you can see, this is how much of the raw sauce we have, and this is about 4.5 cups. So I just wanted to let you see that before we add the vinegar and everything. Okay, we're ready to add the xanthan gum and the vinegar. This is the last step, and I'm going to do this in 2 equal batches so that we don't overflow the top of the blender. So you want to put this in, you want to pour this is 1/3 cup vinegar per batch. So this is about 2¼ cups of raw hot sauce. So about 2¼ cups of that, I'm going to add 1/3 cup of distilled white vinegar and blend that up. And for that, I'm just going to add, for each of these, I'll be adding 1/2 teaspoon of xanthan gum. This is just to thicken it up. You'll want to do this probably 15 to 20 seconds for the blender. Oh yeah, that thickened right up. That's nice. I don't know if you can see this, I hope so, but you see how thick it turned out? That's really nice. And as for the heat, it's kind of a medium heat. My wife tasted it, my wife Alicia, and she says it's really hot for her, but for me I think it's more of a medium heat. But it tastes really good. I like it better than the Hawaii Farm Sriracha. I like this a lot. In fact, I might even market it. But as you can see, here's what I did with the pepper mash. I flattened it out into a freezer bag, and I'm going to freeze it just like that so I can break pieces off to use in my tamale dough, tortilla dough, cornbread dough, things of this nature. So, alright, well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit like and subscribe below. This is a brand new channel for us, and I hope this is a good first, or is it second, video for you. Thank you very much.